So I want to start today's episode by being honest again about the position that I talk about this vlog from. I grew up in South Africa, and by some pure luck, I was born white. That came with real advantages in a country shaped by the scars of a racial past, and race shaped access to almost everything. And that's just a fact that's part of our history. I am actively aware of it, and I try to navigate that with honesty, without pretending that my position is neutral, and without pretending I understand the experiences that I haven't lived. And growing up, I noticed certain things. People buy one cigarette, one egg, a tiny packet of chips. I didn't really question it. I just assumed it was a conscious choice that people were making, a normal way of shopping here. It didn't stand out as strange, it was just kind of part of the background. And looking back, I realized how much of that assumption actually came from stability, from knowing that money would arrive again, from a position of knowing that I could plan a week, a month in advance without too much fear. I didn't really interrogate it because it just worked for me. And when something works for you, don't really pull it apart, or you don't have to pull it apart. But what really changed my understanding was leaving South Africa for a few years. I took multiple pay cuts to study overseas. I'm currently living on minimum wage in one of the richest countries in the world. And I say this from a very privileged position. For the first time in my life, I felt what it was like where money doesn't stretch the way in which you want it to. And when planning ahead feels really risky. And when every purchase suddenly really matters. And I want to be very clear here. I'm not in no way saying that my current experience is anything of the same nature of someone in poverty here in South Africa. People, you could joke and say, oh wow, you're so rich in South Africa but poor in Europe. And 100% I acknowledge that that difference there is privilege. But this current experience that I'm living in Europe, it gives me a glimpse, just a little glimpse, of how differently money feels when it's tight, and how quickly your decisions change, your mindset shifts. And for many people here in South Africa, money doesn't arrive in your bank account on the 25th of the month. It arrives day to day, job by job, and sometimes not at all. So spending, it works very differently here in South Africa, at least for a percentage of the population. You don't buy what's cheapest in bulk. You buy what you can afford right now. And it's not poor planning. It's careful planning under uncertainty. Buying one item at a time lets you manage risk, avoid debt, and get through the day without gambling on tomorrow. And the economy, it responds to that reality. Spaza shops and informal sellers sell individual items. You guys don't sell one cigarette.
Yeah.
How much is one cigarette? 2 rand. Can I get one?
What kind? Shop
The gold, that one, yeah. Thank you. Keep the change. Thank you. Because that's how people live. They'll buy a packet of cigarette and sell you one cigarette at a time. And this allows for access to items because you can't go to the spa or the grocery store and buy a single cigarette. You have to buy a pack. Someone might not be able to afford a pack or one single egg instead of buying minimum 6. And this, it didn't happen by accident. It formed because there was a demand for it. It fitted, and it still fits people's lives today. South Africa, as I've spoken about many times before, still carries this deep economic inequality, shaped by apartheid and still very much present today. Many people are navigating insecure work, unpredictable income, and rising costs. So in that context, it makes sense that bulk buying or just even normal buying isn't always an option. So a system, it formed around that reality. So when you see someone buying a single cigarette or a single egg, it's a constant reminder for me. And like I said, it became very apparent when I moved away, where there's a big reminder around the fact that not everyone is shopping from the same starting point. And I think there's a little bit of empathy and humility that I don't. I guess this is just me sharing my experiences, but I think going overseas taught me so much about my people back home. At least a glimpse, or my perception of it, I should say, because I'm not living in that reality in South Africa. But it makes me a lot more empathetic.